Here we got a survey of 260 families. Given lots of information, as usual, I will try to start in the center if I can. And I can. I know that there are 8 families that had a dog, a cat, and a parakeet, so that goes dead center. Now, I don't have as much information as I've had in some of the other problems, but I do know that 98 didn't have a dog, didn't have a cat, didn't have a parakeet. So those 98 go outside of all 3 circles. Now I'm left with the 3 pieces of information in the left-hand column that I haven't used yet. That's going to help me get at least started with some of these other interior regions. So, for instance, I know that 34 had a dog and a cat. So if I look at the overlapping region between the D circle and the C circle, I know those 2 numbers have to add up to 34. So that means I have to have a 26 there. But I don't have any more information as I have had in the past about dog, cat. I have dog and cat, but I don't have dog and parakeet, and I don't have parakeet and cat. So what do? Well, you have to work with what you have. I don't have any of the usual information that allows me to finish out what's going to be in this region and this region like I have in the past, but I have to work with what I've got, so don't have any choice. So I might look for a minute at actually the question they ask. I typically say don't even worry so much about the question until you get to the end of your Venn diagram setup. But here we're sort of at a place where it might be nice to know, since we can't proceed on as we usually do, what are they asking us? And what they're asking us is how many had a parakeet only. So I put the question mark there. That's the region they're actually asking us about. So just keep that in mind, because I think it might be important in this particular problem, because it doesn't fit the pattern of the others we've done. I do know that 99 had a dog. In other words, inside that D circle, all those numbers have to add up to 99. But the problem is they didn't tell us enough information, so there's no way to do it. But do I really need it? Maybe not, because I'm looking for this question mark. I'm not looking for the answer in each of those little subregions anyway. I don't actually know how many, and I don't have any way to find out how many go into each of those 2 boxes. But I do know that everything in that dog circle sums to 99. So if I look at 99, I know I've got this 26, and I know I've got this 8. What else would it take to get to 99? Well, it would take 65. 26 plus 8 plus 65 is 99. So I don't know what number goes in here, and I don't know what number goes in here, but I know when I add them together, they have to be 65. And it turns out that's all I need to know. So I'm going to just sort of hide that division between those 2 pieces, because there's no way for me to find it. Just cover it up. I don't know what's inside those 2 numbers inside, but I do know that there's 65 there. It might be 30 and 35 or whatever the breakdown, I don't know, but I do know when I combine those 2 subsections together, I have to get 65. And if you add up 65, 26, and 28, you'll see that you get the 99 we need. It's just a little tricky. But once you see that one, I bet you can figure out what you need to do on the next one. The only piece of information I haven't used, well, actually the next to last piece of information I haven't used, is that 76 had a cat. So now I'm looking at the cat circle, and I'm in exactly the same situation. I don't know exactly what number goes here or here. I simply do not have enough information. They didn't tell me. But I do know that if I add 26 and 8 and 42, I get 76. Well, there's the 26 and there's the 8. Now, I don't know what these 2 numbers are individually, but I do know in that region, combining those 2, I have to have 42. And if you add up 42, 26, and 8, you'll get your 76 cats. Makes sense? You have to think about what you're given. You can't determine a subregion if they didn't give you enough information. In this case, they didn't. But it turned out we didn't have to know it. We could get around it. So I'm in good shape now because I know that there are 260 families. So if I add up 65, 26, 8, 42, 98, and whatever that number is, I have to come up to 260. And if I add those numbers on the left, I get 239. When I add those two numbers, those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 numbers, I get 239. So that tells me that the missing value is 21, and that was what we were looking for. How many had a parakeet only? 21 families had a parakeet only. That problem was slightly different than the pattern we've been following, so it's important for you to go back and think your way through that and make sure you understand how we got around the place where we sort of briefly got stuck.